Hey everybody, it's time for a new newsletter. It's April, so that means there's a lot of cool stuff to cover. Competition is insanely high right now for Google Ads. Also some future predictions with SEO and PPC, so stay tuned. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. And today it's coming into April, so that's pretty cool. New month, interesting stuff. Google Ads competition is insanely high right now. That's right. We have been analyzing businesses all across the board, and it has been very, very high. Lots of stuff happening. Cow Abundant is also growing, so pretty cool there. Cow Abundant has actually started to hire some people, new SEO and PPC people, and even more expected. So that's awesome. This is long overdue, believe me, for adding people to Cow Abundance. So we're really excited to do that, and a lot of good potential. Here. So many businesses are seeing negative growth after the March Broad Core update. That was a big deal that was happening. Google rolled out the March update from March 13th, I think, to the end of the month. It was a big deal. People are seeing negative impacts on their rankings, and we are obviously, very close to this and monitoring it because of all the items that have been updated. The rankings have been a factor. We have seen client rankings drop because of it. A lot of people have reported negative rankings, but then they've started to pop up at the end of March. So that's something to note. It seems like in general there have been some volatility, across the board for Google and some of its properties. So that's something to note. So according to Trends, this has actually been the most volatile update in years. It was a massive update that caused a lot of issues across the board for a lot of people, and it was a big one. It was a really big one. We haven't seen anything this aggressive even since September and prior. I think people even look back before 2021, and it hasn't been this big of an impact. So definitely a big deal there. Once we know more information, we will see exactly what we can share and what we have. But there have been a lot of fluctuations, a lot of changes. We've even noticed it in our own SEO ourselves. So definitely something we're watching and monitoring moving forward. A lot of interesting stuff again. Prediction wise, we're kind of looking at some cool charts here that show SEO and PPC interest. SEO in particular, we expect to rise until about November, and then it actually goes down for whatever reason. That just depends on holiday season and changes in behavior that way. Google Ads and PPC has been pretty steady though. That kind of stuff is pretty steady throughout the year, so that's just interesting to note. Also, we've noticed budgets has been maintaining. For the future, it's high competition now because so many companies, we recommended this. We actually saw in January, we recommended that more people should maintain their budget or even spend more if they can. And I know that's hard nowadays to do that kind of stuff, but it was something we suggested because it is important. But now we're seeing a flood of competition. A lot of people basically go into marketing and really turning on the gas, so to speak, in PPC and Google Ads, Bing Ads, YouTube, like all over the place. So it's on now, which we expected because January through March is usually a slump and slow months for people. And then they say, man, it was really slow because of inflation, because of all this stuff that happens. I mean, with the economy and everything, people are spending less in some areas as well. So it's kind of interesting to see. And then what we're noticing in certain service-based industries that they are, having these problems because maybe they didn't push anything in January, February, March, and now they're saying, well, I gotta get business, I gotta get busy, so I gotta do this. And so we're seeing a lot of companies saying like, holy crap, I gotta do this now. And that's when they push on the gas, and that's what happens we see in April and beyond. And you can see those trends here from April on. It just really kind of expands and explodes, growth-wise. So that's really normal. For the future, there are definitely some things happening. I mean, when you're looking at Google Ads, when you're looking at, Google in general, big tech, there's a lot of litigation and things with Congress trying to ban TikTok. That's a massive, massive change and deal. And they're also looking at Google. The DOJ is suing Google. That's been in the works for a while. there's going to be a lot of changes moving forward in tech. It's going to be turbulent, and things are going to be shifting, and we're going to keep on top of that for our clients and everything. But we just want you to know that we're definitely aware of this, and also AI, ChatGPT, all that stuff is ever present. We're actually using in-house certain AI initiatives. We're not comfortable going like as much AI as Google is with Bard and some other things, and even Google Ads. They are really pushing AI for us, but we're not quite that comfortable to do that. So we're kind of putting a little bit of the brakes on that for clients because we've actually seen negative impacts, which have not been positive. So we still do a lot of manual methods and everything for Google Ads and that kind of stuff. But one thing's for sure, Ohio businesses' future does look bright. And Ohio, Columbus in general is also pretty insulated. It's kind of in a bubble. We have massive tech investment coming into Columbus, Ohio, with New Albany and the Intel plants. Amazon has invested money, Facebook as well. Even Google data centers are popping up here too. So over the next few years, it's going to be a big deal for Columbus. That's going to bring a lot of money into the city and everything. Very positive. And we're looking to grow with Columbus over the next few years, 2023 and beyond. So let's move forward together. So that's where that is. Move forward together. Tons of client questions this month. So first, before I get into the client questions, I'm going to go into the news. All right, breaking news here. So we have some breaking news items. One is, of course, the Broadcore update. The Broadcore update was recently updated. It's a massive update across Google about how it ranks websites, and lots of volatility, which I mentioned. The most volatility in years was this recent update in March. So it's one we're constantly monitoring and looking at. It's a big deal. It's a really big deal. So for more on that, check out our newsletter and all that stuff. But it has affected people's rankings. So that's why we recommend blogs, video, all that good stuff. Keep going with it. It's very important. The next side is the Google similar audiences is going away. This is a big deal. If you have currently do it, you have until August of 2023 before they're gone forever. Similar audiences are used in conversion tracking, conversions, stuff like that, conversions. So it will find people that fit your audiences and show ads to them. Now that automatic feature is going away because of privacy concerns. So it's a privacy concern that Google has gone away from cookies, and GA4 is the new de facto analytics as well. There's a lot happening. I can't tell you enough how wild and crazy this is for SEO people, for BBC. It's just insane. So there's a lot happening in 2023 for sure. And we recommend using what's called first-party data. So first-party data is basically like a client list, customer lists. Could be old customer lists, whatever. Email, name, phone. Submit that to Google Ads. They do not use it. They do not use that, for their gain that way. It's private. It's privatized. It's anonymous. It's updated, and then they use that to match only used to match like audiences within Google. And that actually helps you to get more conversions and keep things consistent. So I strongly urge all clients to do that moving forward. Get a customer list. You need at least 1,000 people to be eligible for that, but that is strongly recommended in the future. We talk about Bing, tips on Bing and how to optimize listings, which is always very important. So check out our newsletter for that. Helpful SEO tips is another thing. 4 ways to drive traffic to your website. Very important there. The pro tip is about importing customer list data. Again, very important. So we kind of talk about that. Google encrypts your data and only uses it to match your list to similar audiences moving forward to get you more conversions. They don't take your data or use it otherwise. This move is for increased privacy on the customer side. So customer match, that's what it's all about. In digital ad news, Google sends mass emails about data-driven attribution. This is an attribution method which Google is switching to. It's basically how your customers are in the flow of things. Where in the process of the sales funnel does your customer come from? Does it attribute most of that to when they first click or when they last click or something in between? The data-driven kind of is like this, amorphous blob thing. No, that's all I can think of. But it basically uses AI to figure out the best, point in the sales cycle that a person clicked, saw your website, made a purchase, or did some action. So if you're eligible, we haven't seen major issues. You can use data-driven attribution at this time. That's okay. All right, cool. So before I get into the client questions, let me switch over here. I want to talk about this month's charity. So every month we support a charity, very important. This month's charity is 2 charities, actually. So 2 charities, very cool. And basically the 2 charities are Sunrise Sanctuary, which is here, and BESA. Sunrise Sanctuary supports formerly abused animals, and they kind of rehabilitate them and take care of them in Ohio. So it's in Marysville, and it's a good organization. We encourage you to donate with us to support them. Another one is BESA. BESA is a great organization as well to basically find local volunteering opportunities in your area. So we recommend checking that out and signing up to volunteer, because that's really important to help out the community, and there's some great opportunities. And if you're not in Columbus, then obviously check out any organization that's local, because if you spend local in the community, 66 cents of every dollar goes back into the community to help your city. So spend local, shop local, donate everything you can local. That's what we're all about at Cal Abundant. That's what we love to do, is support local. So that's why we do a lot of this stuff. It's to help local businesses, small businesses, and everything. So yeah, that's where that is. All right, next up, the client questions. Holy moly, we've got some good questions coming up here. So the first question is, what are the most powerful SEO changes from your experience? Okay, so most powerful is definitely the authority-driven mindset. If you can believe that you are an authority, and if you can do videos and podcasts and articles that make you an authority, Google will also believe you're an authority. So, obviously you need experience for sure, but a lot of the businesses I work with, they know so much, but maybe they need help sharing their message, sharing their story, getting it out there. That's really important. I'd love to hear your story too. Comment, like below. Let me know. What are you an expert in? And so basically that is really important. I'll talk about EAT later, which is interesting, but that's very important. Be an authority. As long as you do that with every video you make, the methodology is the most important thing. Is wrap your head around your business and methodology. Why are you doing this? How does it help your customers grow? Do this for every video you make, okay? Every video you make, every blog you write, every new product that you create. Think about that and you'll be fine, and seen as an authority by Google. Beyond this, there's many technical elements that can help shape your SEO, which Cal Abundant also helps with. And we'd love to help you. If you have questions, let us know. calabundant.com. Question number 2. How does Google use time on page or time on site as a ranking factor without proper measuring? So this one basically involves the time on site. And actually what happened is Google's John Mueller actually said that time on site does not affect users' ranking on Google. So it's not as big as it used to be at all. Years and years ago, it was a big deal. Now you can just use it for analytics and internal data and stuff like that, but it's actually not as big a ranking factor as you might think. All right. Next question is, what are the most crucial on-page optimization factors for SEO in 2023? Holy crap. Holy moly. That's a big one. Okay, I'll try and go into a few of these. So one of the most crucial in 2023 is great user experience. Insanely important. Have a website that looks good, that is fun and easy to use. That is insanely important. Great user experience, great page structure, what makes sense to your customers and leads them to more sales, and to find the answer that they want. Will give you more sales, give you better enriching client experience along the way, which you should do anyways, right? Yes. All right. Excellent backlinks are another one. Excellent backlinks and articles to your company from other sources are very positive to show authority. So this is like old school PR for your business. You need interviews, podcasts, articles, all that good stuff is insanely important still. Be on the news, get interviewed, do social posts, all that stuff too. That Google has actually adjusted their ranking strategies to as well do a little bit of social. They're still away from it, distancing somewhat, but it's in there technically. But they're really pushing in this world now is everyone can be an authority, right? Because everyone has a social media page. So because of that, few do it very well. Few do podcasts, videos, interviews from different sources, coupled with great website that makes you an EAT winner, EAT, which is expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. EAT is not a ranking factor, but it is a methodology that's very important to understand. You want to be an authority. How can you be an authority? Well, you put yourself out there. Do videos, do blogs, do interviews, say what you know, and that really helps. We do that ourselves. We try to get interviews every few months, even more if we can, depending on time. It's usually very tough to do, but we'll try to do podcasts and other stuff from other people to try to, share our knowledge that way, and that's a positive thing. Then you get a link off that. It helps a lot. What are some suggestions for off-page SEO? So, off-page SEO, it's all about building your brand authority. So again, podcasts, videos, interviews, articles about your company, social media posts, PR, backlinks, to name a few. That's a lot of stuff, but that's some of it off-page that you can do. Podcasts are fantastic ways to get business. Even so, you can do stuff outside your organization, obviously, to word of mouth and everything too. That's maybe some way could help Google if it's online, but that's a business thing that can build awareness later. The same principles though of having a good business, right? Of recognition apply here. So you want to be an authority in real life, so Google thinks you're authority on Google. That's insanely important. For example, if you focus on serving customers in Columbus, Ohio, then you want to be a positive force on local websites. You want to get Columbus, other businesses in your city to link back to you, to ask questions, be authoritative, all that stuff. And you want to get backlinks and be a positive force on local websites so that people search for your business like yours in your area, and you have a high likelihood of showing up. So there's more SEO tips and everything on our website. Check that out on cowabundant.com, and the newsletter, which have links below, so you can check that out for sure. So we covered the charity, we covered SEO. We have some fun memes as always on our newsletter and our website, so check that out. Always stuff about the big train that's coming is GA4. Be ready. It's going to hit July 2023, so it's a big deal. GA4 is going to change a lot of stuff. People are not going to be ready for it. It's going to hit a lot of people. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a lot of calls from tons of more business. It's very possible, because there will be a lot of issues happening. That could be a possible prediction right there. All right. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope that was helpful, insightful, fun, and everything. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I want to know what you're an expert in. So say that below. Check out our website. Be well. Be well. It's a new month. Enjoy. Work hard. Thanks, everybody.